Okay, how much I really, really like shopping and how I'm going to go shopping on Thursday. And then I think that I'm going to go with my CU.
Shush! It's my turn. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
See how that works? I pushed the thing, and now the time is going down. The time on which side? This side is going down, and that's my time. So I'm Tyler, and this is Sophie, and this is the Shush It's My Turn podcast. And as you can see, we have a chess timer, because that's how it works. The whole thing is about taking your turn. So at any moment, Sophie could push the button, and then her time will start. And when your time is out, it's just over. Although we didn't really talk about what happens when time's over. So
Yes, we did. We said it just ends. Like, it just ends. Oh.
when one person's time is over or when both people's time? Because what if like my time finishes and you have 10 minutes left? Do you know what I mean? Does that just mean you talk for 10 minutes at the end? You'll hate that. That's what it is. All right, so you've got to use your whole time. So, sorry. I'm Tyler, and this is Sophie, and this is the Shush I'm Talking podcast, and this is our theme music. Dun, 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 dun. It might not be the same next time. But actually, there is a podcast that I listen. Well, not a podcast. There's YouTube videos I watch by a guy named John Boy. It's called Things You Missed, and he does his own theme music every time. So you came up with that. I want to say she came up with that idea, not me, because otherwise it looks like I stole John Boy's thing. But I didn't.
No one flipping cares if you steal John Boy's thing. Now you can take it back. Because I have nothing else to say. No, why are you talking? It's not your turn. Take it back. Your turn.
So you can see how this is going to work, which is that I'm going to have to do all the work. And Sophie is going to run out of things to say all the time. So in the first episode, one of the main things we're going to talk about is how in the world we're actually going to do this and how the setup works. So we already talked about when one person's timer is up, the other person just has to talk. So currently she's letting me talk a lot, which means at the end of this, she's going to have like 10.
Okay, I want to talk because I don't want to talk alone. So let's actually do something productive because we already know how this podcast is going to work. So like, what are we even going to talk about? Like, I don't understand. Like, what else is there to figure out? So let's talk about something productive. Let's talk about your childhood. What was the most thing you regretted from your childhood?
So see, I mean, there I could have just let you just hang on that. But it's polite to take your turn when the other person asks you to. I just want to point that out early on. What's the thing I regret most about my childhood? Actually, just the other day, I was thinking of this time where I went into a store called Canadian Tire. And I was probably, man, I have no idea, between 8 and 11, I would guess. And there was a little package of like bouncy balls. Remember you collect them in a jar? I straight up stole them. I like took them and stuck them inside my coat and left the store with them. And I regret it.
Is that like the thing you regret most? You stole a bag of...
No, it's not the thing. I should have let you go. The chess timer, because this we could have talked about. The chess timer adds 5 seconds to your time every time the button is clicked. And we don't want that to happen, but we don't know how to turn it off yet. So we're trying to let people have a longer turn. So, no, Sophie, that's not the thing I regret most. But it came to mind. I don't have there was no prep for this. We have no notes. And so I'm just going that's the thing that I regret. So I stole them. I got home and I remember I felt awful, so awful. I felt awful doing it. I felt awful at home. And then I hid in my closet and opened them. And I never played with them because I felt too bad. And I was just so scared of getting in trouble that I was certain someone would catch me and be like, oh, where'd you get those? And I'd just be like, I stole them. And then it would be over and I'd go to jail. So I'm pretty sure I threw them in the garbage. How about you? What do you regret?
Oh, well, I would like to say that you are a contributor of global warming because you just threw away plastic without no means. So I think because you were before the time when it was a big problem, so you were like the start of it. The start of the stop!
So, listen, you can't physically block someone from pushing the button. That's like the whole dynamic. So, I I'll take some ownership for global warming, but not the start of it. Al Gore was before me. You don't even know who Al Gore is, and that's fine. But I remember hearing about holes in the ozone layer when I was a kid, and it wasn't my that happened maybe before I stole bouncy balls from Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire, I'm sorry. Also, to everyone who looked up to me.
Okay, so I didn't even answer your question. You asked the question. Where are you putting that spoon? You asked, stop! Literally stop! I know that's not fair because you asked me a question. I haven't had a chance to answer it because you keep interrupting me. And in the beginning, you were complaining that I was going to run out of things, but you keep interrupting me. Okay. So your question was the thing that I regret most in my childhood.
It was not the thing you regret most because I didn't like that question. I just was starting to say, tell me something you regret. And I was going to say just anything. Like it doesn't have to be the most because that feels super heavy. So just tell me a thing that you regret from childhood. And I'll let you go all the way and won't interrupt. I just wanted to add a clarifying comment there.
I don't know. Well, I was going to tell you the most, and now I don't know. Like, something I regret... Oh, is believing Caleb. Okay, so one time, Caleb... No!
Sorry, this is important for viewers who may not know. Caleb is Sophie's older brother.
I was going to say that. Lean back. Caleb is my older brother. So we're in my room, and then in Oliver room, because we shared a bedroom. We shared a bedroom. He was convincing me that Can you lean back? He was convincing me that Pokemon were real, and so he put his hand, we had some like bread, and then he put his bread and hand like under the bed, and then was jiggling it, and he was like, oh, it's got it, don't look, it will scare it away, don't look, and so he dropped the bread, and then I put my hand underneath with the bread, and guess what, it didn't do it, because it got scared away, because Caleb was yelling. So then that same night, he put this bowl of water for them to drink so that they have stuff to drink in the bathroom. And then I was so excited to check in the morning. And he's like, I'll go check first just in case it's not safe. And then he goes in, dumps it out, obviously. And then lets me come in. And I was so excited that me and Caleb had this really fun secret. And so at dinner, I was like, Dad, me and Caleb have this really fun, I didn't say fun. Me and Caleb have got a secret. And then Dad got all serious. And then... Caleb told me. I don't know how Caleb told me, but I think I was upset probably. Okay, I'm done. It's your turn. I have nothing else to say. Okay, I'll ask you a question. What is your favorite food? What's your favorite food?
So partly, I before when I was leaning forward, I wasn't coming to hit the timer. I was just checking on the time. And I noticed you were like 2 minutes ahead of me. So I wanted to give you a good long time to talk. My favorite food is hard because I like so many different things. My old default was spaghetti and meatballs, and that still stays, but I have so many ways to answer this. So I'll start with spaghetti and meatballs and throw it back to you.
Why haven't you joined the army to help our country?
That's a crazy thing to ask me out of the blue.
Do you not know that reference? What's your favorite food? Pizza. Why haven't you joined the army? Okay, what's my favorite food? My favorite food is the thing you made tonight, the noodles and shrimp. No. I really like chips from Diamond Kebab. Why are you looking at me like that? No, honest. My favorite food, probably, I like a good Chinese, and I like good Japanese food. Those are my favorite foods. Because I like sushi, I like, if you, order, well, when I say Chinese food, I don't mean, authentic Chinese food. I mean, Western Chinese food that you can order from, a buffet to go. And, get, spring rolls. I'm sure, China has some of those foods. Right? Is where they would have got the idea from. Wait!
I imagine there might be some, Western-style Chinese food restaurants in tourist areas.
What?
Well, when you talk about the Chinese food we get here in the UK or back in Canada, I imagine, oh, you said what without pushing the button? That should be like we should have a bomb or like a big X, like boo against you for doing that. So I didn't choose a country. I chose spaghetti and meatballs. I used to always get Rocky Mountain Smoky Meatballs or something it was called at Boston Pizza. That was the greatest thing. But I also really like Chinese food, although we don't like the same thing. So what are the things that you actually do like from Chinese food restaurants that we order?
The food we got on New Year's Eve. So, like, you have the rice, you have the noodles, Chinese food, spring rolls. You have, not the weird, stupid beef thing. You have carrots. I like the carrots. And broccoli. I love broccoli. And you can help me out here because I'm running out of ideas. And I like what else? Prawn crackers, and you put the rice in it. I thought that was a genuine thing that people do, and then everyone made fun of me for it, including you. Yeah, I had.
Yeah, I can't imagine. So the thing was, like, I take a prawn cracker and then load it full of rice and stuff and then eat it sort of like bruschetta. Bruschetta is a thing where you take like toasty bread. Probably, I want to let you keep going because I'm still like 2 minutes ahead of you. You're going to have to talk for so long at the end of this.
Okay, then let me talk. I don't know. What do you want me to say? Do you actually not know that interview? What's your favorite food? Pizza. Yeah, but you know the Impractical Jokers. Ninnies on the glass. Ninnies on the glass. And then the guy goes, Ninnies on the glass. Ninnies on the glass. Okay, let's move on. What else? What questions can I ask you? I should have had a list. We should have had a list. No!
See, that's the thing is we could have spent this time talking about how to do this instead of just jumping right into it. So a list thing would be a good idea. I watched a short clip on the internet not that long ago where it was like they sit down like dads and teenage sons and they ask like deadly serious questions and then everybody cries. And I don't feel like we're ready for that. I mean, partly we're holding metal spoons. I can ask you more questions. Tell me about the last book you were reading.
The book I'm currently reading. Hold up one finger if it's the book I'm currently reading. Where is that spoon going? The book I'm currently reading or the book I've already read. So hold up one finger or two fingers? Two. So the one I read, well, I don't remember. I'm reading a book called Big Boned at the minute, and that's the book I'm currently reading. The book I read, it was a stupid one. Again, I didn't like it. What else do you want me to say about it? Because it was stupid. It had it just got annoying because what it would do is have its narrative, you'd read it, and then it would have a way that it could, it's an overthinker book. And at the beginning, it's like, oh, this is cool. I've never seen anyone do this before. They have the situation that is about to happen, and then a way it could happen in her head, and then the way it does happen, which I thought was cool. But then they do it 3 times, so you have to read the same thing happening 4 times. And at the end of the book, it's you read the book and last 30 pages is the whole book summarized, but in a different way. I don't understand it. I'm not that psychologically developed yet, so I don't get it. And so then I just didn't read that part. The book I'm currently reading is called Big Boned, and it's about this girl who isn't super skinny like all the other people. I think it's Johannesburg, her school, and she has a brother who's severely autistic and a bad mother because the mother's emotionally traumatized.
Okay, wow, that was a lot. Well done for talking for so long. And for that book sounds like the one with the overthinking. That sounds like an interesting concept, but something I don't want to read either. You know?
Good to know. I don't know why you said that, but it is good to know. You know when jokes don't land, and then you actually offended the person. How was your Christmas? Did you like Christmas?
I like Christmas. I have a reputation in the broader family. Well, at least I used to, for not liking Christmas, because I had this thing where people in the family start Christmas quite early, and I felt like it was too early because then you get sort of sick of it all out there. So I liked Christmas. I like it as you guys are older and shifting. This Christmas was weird. I wonder, did it bother you in the end that we like just dropped a whole bunch of our traditions out of nowhere? Yeah.
No. Going. No, it didn't bother me that we dropped most of our transitions this year. Dad was, I don't know, he's growing older, so I think that he doesn't want to do all the young things that his body could do, like read a book. I'm not even kidding. We had a tradition where we read a book and that he'd do some funny voices, and he like was talking about it like he physically couldn't do it anymore. So we didn't do that. Go on, defend yourself.
I see that differently. I'm just checking so we know we're both now on about 23 minutes, which means we're not even 1/3 of the way through our time. This could be quite long.
It's an hour.
You did it again. That's 2. How about then if that's 3. I was just about to say, what if you do it 3 and then it's like 3 strikes and you're out?
What happens when you're out? Do I leave and then just don't come back and you're on your own? 3 strikes and then what? We each have a punishment jar. A swear jar. But I don't have any money, so I couldn't put anything in. Or we could have... You want to have a chip in?
I don't know. It just feels like... Well, partly I suspected this would be the case, where you break the rules and I don't. So I'm just sort of delighted that it's working out the way. But back to Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
It isn't so much that I could... Well, so the whole thing is we have this book, The Night Before Christmas, the poem, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," on and on it goes. And it's really cool. You shine a flashlight through it and you lay on the floor, and then the shadows go up on the ceiling for each scene. But then it's brilliant because the flashlight that you shine through the see-through bit of the page also lights up the part of the poem that you're meant to read. So it was great fun. And then we would read it, and then we would go through a second time and do it in a sort of ridiculous way and make jokes. And as you can imagine, the jokes get pretty stale year after year after year. And so I had suggested, what if we just didn't do that? What if we just sort of moved on from that? And then suddenly everyone was like, yeah, let's not do anything. And then we just dropped all of our Christmas Eve traditions. We basically did nothing. Oh, I think we played Trivial Pursuit on Xbox. Apparently that's our new Christmas tradition, which is fun, but that was weird. I think next year we'll go back to some of them. What of the things that we do that are specifically Christmas Eve things do you like most or least?
Honestly, Christmas, they just seem like a drag Christmas Eve. We're just doing things. Why do you keep putting your spoon over there? We just keep doing things. Putting cookies out, and then just someone eats them later, and then it's I want to just sabotage that person and wrap a carrot in lettuce. And then what else do we do? I can't remember. See, that's why we stop. It wasn't done.
So, yeah. Are you saying you don't want to leave cookies out for Santa anymore? Because I also agree that we had all these things, and it does just feel like, okay, this is our list of things. Now we do this one. Now we do this one. Now we do this one. Because as you guys get older, things do change. So this is partly why I'm asking, because it's well, which things would you actually care that we keep now that we've just come through Christmas and we can already start planning for next year? So that's why I'm asking, which ones would you want to keep? Since you're up there, you could... Oh.
I don't know what you asked because I was trying to figure out the timer because I think the timer's inversed. But back to Christmas traditions, what I like as a Christmas tradition, I like our Christmas traditions. I don't like our Christmas Eve traditions. So we just hang out as a family, and then I guess we put the leave in the letter. What are we even doing? We're all Like I don't understand this kind of role play, but like I don't know. Everyone else wants to, and so I'll write something down, and then something will come back to us in the morning. And I like the gift from Santa because it's a gift. What are you doing? Because you gotta have one to have the other. See, that would work in a world where he exists. Okay, but Christmas Eve, I don't even remember what we did last year. We have like Christmas decorating traditions. We didn't even put the candy cane. The candy canes, the thing that all of the siblings do. And you guys didn't even listen to the Christmas Unicorn, and we didn't even watch. I was upset about Prep and Landy that we forgot about it. All of our shorts we didn't do. I was upset about that. And now your go.
Yeah, we did miss some other things too. But so part of the problem is everyone in this family is at a different stage. By everyone, I mean you three kids, because there's also a younger brother, and it does feel like, okay, so maybe there's two of you now who are like aged out more. But then is that really fair to the youngest one to just like lose the years that the other ones got to do it, like the amount of time, simply because the older ones are done with it? So it's not. It's a little tricky, but
Yes, I think it's fair. 2 out of 3. Majority rules. Democracy. Capitalism. Socialism. That's all I know. Boom. Here you go. Wait, you have to wait 5 seconds. Wait.
I'm pretty sure that was more than 5 seconds. I think it took you 1 second to name all the political ideologies that you know each. Capitalism. Socialism. Democracy. The time was going on. That's all I need.
What are you doing? I was paying attention to the person outside the door, and then I jumped back in, and then you were talking about socialism. Why were you talking about socialism? I'm just kidding. I know what's happening. Lean back. I'm not done. I wanted to say.
So, just as a little update, I'm at like 20 and you're at 21, but we're actually pretty close now.
I wasn't done. So lean back. I wanted to talk about my whip.
So how this thing actually works is we just get to choose, and you don't get to tell me when my turn is.
Yes, I can. That's literally the name of the thing. Do you want our timer to go up? Yeah. So I wanted to talk about my chocolate thing. I got this whipped chocolate, and I tried it with my finger today. Would you like to try it?
Mm-hmm. So while she's gone, I'm going to use up as much of my time as I can. Oh, she's not leaving the room. It's like right there. All right. So now we're going to try this thing. This has now become a food pod.
Mukbang. Whipped. It doesn't look whipped, but it's literally whipped. Do you see the air? Air? It's hard to tell. Stick your finger in there. Why is that funny? I don't get it. Stick your finger. Why is it I'm doing it then? Here. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Release him. Do you like it? Yeah, it's really good. And like the aftertaste is even better than the original taste. Who did you grow up on? like TV shows, that kind of stuff.
TV shows. This is a good question.
I know.
I mean, there's a whole long phase, or there's different phases is what I mean. When I was a kid, Saturday morning cartoons were a thing. And then there was some after school television watching. When did I start calling TV television? Is that a British thing? So I can just tell you some of the ones I remember. I remember watching He-Man. And then there was this little guy named Toot who had a voice sort of like Mickey Mouse. And he was this like useless fawn creature who followed, was it He-Man or Hercules? It was Hercules. This sort of useless little fawn creature who followed him around and then needed to be saved all the time, but thought he was helping. Sort of like having a child, probably. But it wasn't like Toot was the child of Hercules at all. Oh, by the way, what do I keep doing with the spoon? I keep moving it away because I get tired of holding it like this. And then if I'm going to let you talk for a while, then I move it over. So Hercules is one, but that's from like, oh, gummy bears.
I think you're weak. Your turn. What do you mean you get tired of holding it like that? Like this? Why is this more than that? I don't get it.
Because I can put my arm on the armrest, and I love putting my arm on the armrest. Other shows, gummy bears. And I like gummy bears so much that I had a brown stuffed bear, which I probably still have. I probably left it in storage when we moved from Canada. I wouldn't have got rid of it. Oh, wow, you just thought of something. You could push the button if you wanted to say something.
That stuffed animal that we would sleep with. When every person got sick, we would have that stuffed animal. And like it was like, you know how families have like sick bowls in like Europe? Like we had a teddy bear. We had this gummy bear.
Can we talk about sick balls? Is that a real thing?
I wanted to eat chocolate. Yes, it's a real thing. They have sick bowls. We had a sick bowl, but we washed it in between. Like they don't. That's what I've heard from one TikTok. So, but we had a gummy bear that every time we got sick, we would have it. Why in the world would we do that? Like genuinely.
So it was my bear. It was a brown bear. I like gummy bears so much that I got a stuffed bear, and then I called it Gummy because of gummy bears. That was such a great show. Everyone should go look it up on YouTube. The theme song is one of the great cartoon theme songs, but it's one that's not well known because there's a few that I think people are like, oh, this one. Do you know the gummy bears one? You can just nod if you do.
Because I'm a gummy bear. Yeah, I'm a gummy bear. And I'm a gummy bear. Oh, yeah. No? You don't know that song?
I know that song, but I'm hoping that you were pretending that you think that was the theme song. The theme song is more like...
I wasn't pretending. I was just sharing more new information with you. Your turn. I'm done. Okay, let me tell you about something else. What I grew up on, but I wanted to hear the end of your story.
So I'll sing the song. I was just letting it go for a bit. Because again, we have to figure out how to turn the bonus off. Because we don't want to keep... Well, we're adding 5 seconds, I think, still every time. Which is messed up. This is crazy. But... So we have to let the other person talk for more than 5 seconds. The Gummy Bear theme song, I'll sing it for you. It goes, gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. That's how it goes. And everyone should go look it up. It was a great show. And they had gummy berry juice. That made them bouncy and that made them able to escape. Sort of like those old comics, forgive my pronunciation of Asterix and Obelix. I have no idea how you're supposed to say those names. But that's how I read them in my head. And they had some kind of special power that helped them beat up the Romans as well. So gummy bears was a big one for sure. Later on, there was a whole thing called TGIF. And that was all shows on Friday nights that we would watch. And then, so like, but this was after school, we'd watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But I think it was in like one of the evenings, but then there were reruns. I watched a ton of Star Trek, The Next Generation. Step by Step, Family Matters. Those are the shows I remember. So, yeah, what shows have you grown up on?
I was a huge YouTube kid, but like I don't know, like I grew up on Disney Channel. Like we never really had TV. We had like every Saturday we were each allowed to pick one, but like I don't remember the name of mine and Sam's pick. I know we did Paw Patrol for a bit, like Octonauts, like basic stuff. But my YouTube was Sis versus Bro. It was watching like the shopping malls, like the person like do the squishies person. If you're like my era, you know what I'm on about. Why was that funny? And me and my cousin got inspired and would like cut my grandmother's like foam, like squish, like what's that material? Microfoam? Styrofoam? No, it's squishy. It's not like plastic. Like on a mattress. Anyways, we would cut her mattress up and then paint squishies and then sell them to her. And we made a profit. Actually, we did. Because me and my cousin, we'd always make stuff when we were younger to have a business. We're talking like 8 years old. And every time we would go to Dad and he would never support it. We were like 6, 7 years old and like he would never support our business. Ever. It was so rude.
So, as with many things, I have no memory of this, but yeah, it's hard to imagine why I wouldn't pay you money for a piece of Nana's mattress that you'd cut up and colored on with markers. Oh, dang! There was a thing you interrupted me on that I was going to come back to and finish saying. Gummy bears. Something about childhood. How I used to try to make money. I can't think of what it was now. Sorry. We're almost halfway through the time, just so you know. That's impressive.
It's okay. I can't remember why I was going to say that, but I just had to. Because you said something and I was going to say it's okay, but now then you said that and I don't even remember what I was apologizing for. Okay, what's next? What's the next topic? Bored of this one. Because we already finished.
So one of the things I wonder, did we get this mixed up? No, we didn't. Mine's still going down. Yeah, you're on 17, I'm on 16. So who do you think is actually going to watch this? I'm curious as to that. Like I can, I mean, I think some family members might, but like, am I supposed to post this on my socials? Do you think I should post this and be like, hey, I have a podcast with my daughter, Sophie. And then, my like major global connections will be like, oh, I want to watch this. Do you think that's how this is going to go? Or are we keeping it a little more down low on the DL than that?
Well, your global is 6 likes, and who's your demographic? Like, who do you pull? Like, are you pulling major celebrities? Or, like, are you pulling, like, your age men? Like, who do you want to... I'm just, like, putting it out there, like, who do you want to watch this? I don't care who watches this. You seem more concerned than me, so you deal with it, I think.
Yeah, I don't feel that concerned with it. I was like, I wonder how this actually goes and who you see watching it. And as far as who do I pull, I think I pull people I used to know. And still know. I don't pull people I don't know. I don't think I've really, there's certainly people who I'm like only connected to online, but I have zero pull, I think. So that's that.
I have semi-pull. I have no pull. I pulled 1.2k people once, but that was it. On one of my long forms. I don't count my short form videos. Wait,
what are you talking about? What platform are you talking about?
YouTube.
YouTube.
My YouTube channel. Dad, my finger's stuck on. Okay, fine. I reacted to a trailer and that got 1.2. No, it didn't. What am I? That was my short. My short got 1.2, and my reacting got like 200 and something.
You're what? You're wrapped in?
Long. React. R-E-A-C-T. Dad, what do you think about people who change their nationality and identify as another nationality?
I think that's fine. I don't have any real problem with that. Although I think about this a fair bit because for work, I deal with like migration, things like that. So then it's super interesting because like a friend of mine posted a thing in the last like week because right now there's a big football, as in soccer, tournament in Africa. Like it's African nations. And then someone posted a picture of where all the players who are playing, I can't remember if it's where they were born or where they live because there's a ton of them in Europe, for example. And so nationality is changing. I remember back the previous Summer Olympics, everyone made a big deal of the South Sudan men's basketball team because it was a great story. But it was also really interesting to me how few of those young men were what you would traditionally call from South Sudan. Some of them were definitely born there, but not all of them. And most of them have lived in or like grown up in other places. And so to me, it's just super interesting to go like, yeah, nationality is a different thing. So what do I think of people who change? I certainly don't think it's a problem. Is this something that you think is a problem or that you think people think is a problem?
Well, you answered it in like an adult, non-TikToky way because like that's like a real thing and like people moving, and then that's valid. And I don't understand why they wouldn't be, like. But I'm talking about like some people go like right. So I right now identify as Mexican. Like the people do that. That's what I was trying to get at. And they started talking about all that and it made me look bad.
Okay. I wasn't trying to make you look bad. I should have. Although I won't. Oh, thank you. I won't apologize for answering something in an, I think she said, adult, non-TikToky way. So that's nice. So people who are just out of the blue, like, I identify as Mexican. I don't know. That seems like the usual sort of nonsense. That's really not even worth addressing. Are you like? Is this a whole ploy? You're like, oh, we need to talk about controversial things so that we'll end up with the clicks because we don't want anything to do with that nonsense. As far as whatever like rage baiting or click baiting, things like that. So, why don't I think you just mouthed the words "I love rage baiting"? So why don't you click and speak?
I did. I don't love rage baiting. I love seeing people rage baiting. And then I find it funny because I think rage baiting is funny if it's about funny things. And if you're not Benny. Because that's not funny, rage baiting. What were you talking about? You shouldn't change to Mexican in an instant. Is that what that was going? No, I'm not trying. Yeah, that's that. Your turn. Oh, no, I need to tell you about something.
Okay, so I just wanted to jump back so that we could move on to talk about something else. But if you have something else, feel free right now to jump in and finish your thought. Go right ahead. I'm like 2 minutes shorter than you.
Okay, so I was going to tell you about what we saw putting your spoon over there. I meant to hold our spoons the whole entire time. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I don't care what you do with your stupid spoon. What we're going to...
Oh, I did this, but I did it down low so you couldn't see.
Okay, so what we're going to do is I want to inform you on latest trends. I'm just going to say something. I'm just going to say something, and then you have to kind of like guess, okay? So because of the time limit, I'm going to give you 3 in 1, okay? Because they all like are in the same kind of... They don't relate. They're very separate, but they can... You know, it's fine. So Tony, okay? Logan's Christmas party. Why are you giggling? And 365 buttons. Your turn.
I didn't even understand the task. I think I'm supposed to take those 3 things and guess what they're each about. Tony, I don't know who Tony. That's just a name. That could be anything. Logan, there's the famous Logan and Jake. So it's probably that, Logan Paul's Christmas party. So I imagine a thing happened and he did something outrageous, or someone did, which is shocking that they would do that, because then that would bring them attention, which obviously they don't want more attention. And the last one, I think you said 365 buttons. So I would guess that's a challenge, like a TikTok challenge for people to post a video of them pushing one button every day for the whole year. So that's my guess. Tony, I'll give a guess for that too. Tony, actually, you said that because the Tony Awards maybe are coming up, which is about like Broadway and musicals. So that would be my guess about what those 3 things are about. Would you like to take back over and tell me how I did?
Horrible. Tony is a guy that everyone hates. It's not Logan Paul, or... Wait, no, that was your other answer. My bad. Tony's a guy that everyone hates. He posted a picture of himself saying, like, I can't remember exactly, but it was like, hey, does anyone hate me right now? And then the whole of the internet has decided to hate him. So no one likes Tony. Logan's Christmas party, Top Golf. Do you know Top Golf? It's just like golf, and like it's like the one where like this is this like huge net, and like you're kind of inside, and then you know what Top Golf is. Like you hit the ball, and then like it can go far, but like there's this net that like catches it, and like you're in a lineup. Okay, so they're at Top Golf, and the net broke, and Top Golf posted it on TikTok, and then Logan was in the comment section saying like, hey, I got a Christmas party, like I really hope it's fixed by then. And so everyone was hoping and hoping and hoping that it would be fixed, and Topgolf was on it to try and get it fixed for Logan's Christmas party. And then it ended up working, and his Christmas party was yesterday, and it all went down so well. And then Tony tried to show up. He wasn't even invited.
Oh.
I'm not done.
There's a whole thing. I know, but the whole mechanism of the podcast is that we get to interrupt each other. You can interrupt me. You just want to wait at least 5 seconds to do so. I saw a thing. There's a what's the word? I was gonna say a thing, but then I would have said I saw a thing that there's a thing. There's like a thing called stream sniping, where you like find out, you know about this, I can tell. You find out that people are like famous people are streaming, and then you just like go and jump in the back. So it's just another form of stalking. And then like it's like stalking and then reverse paparazzi, because rather than trying to catch famous people, you're trying to be caught and become a famous person. So I think that was really interesting. Also, in my defense, the information I had to guess what those 3 things were was pretty sparse. And I don't follow that world. I'm super impressed how you can push the button with your toes without knocking the huge stack of books over. Feel free to take over. I'm 3 minutes ahead of you.
Okay, so number 1, I wasn't done. You still had another one left to get graded on. Number 2, why did you start talking about stream sniping? I don't understand, because Logan it wasn't
because there was something you said that made me think of stream sniping. Tony! Because Tony tried to show up. By the way, that's like 6 times that you've spoken when you're not supposed to. You need to be much better behaved in this and in so many other ways. It's not true. Probably is. That's why I talked about stream sniping. Feel free to take over and tell me the third one I got wrong. 365 buttons.
So this girl called Tamara. So basically, people are talking about a 2026 rebrand. That's in the name, right? You understand that? You just rebrand yourself. So someone had posted herself. She was like sitting on her bed, on her computer, having towel in her hair, like a face mask on, saying, "I'm taking this 2026 rebrand so hard." Tamara in the comment section was like, "I'm getting a button for each day, so 365 buttons, because I'm kind of like conscious of time, and I want to be more like conscious of it. Like I'm kind of scared of time." And then someone asked, like, "Oh, like what buttons? Like what are you gonna do with the buttons?" She was like, 365 buttons, like. And I don't know exactly what it was, but it was kind of like she wasn't giving any information, and then Tamara got fed up. She was like, "Hey, so it actually only has to make sense to me and me only, and that's okay." And so now she's an icon for that, and everyone's doing the 365 button thing, where they have a button in their pocket, because Tamara made a response video, and actually now that she's like removed that comment, actually. I'm not done.
Question, it doesn't matter if you're done. You're done when I push the button. That's the whole thing. Shush, it's my turn. The whole thing is called Shush, it's my turn. And you're offended every time you get shushed. It's a bit ridiculous. What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say, is she still an icon? Because she was an icon for standing up and being like, that's my thing and you don't need to understand it. Just because I made it public doesn't mean I have to help you understand it. So that now that she's like, oh, I'm going to help you understand it, is her icon status dropping because of that? No. All right, that's impressive.
No. I don't know why, like, she's an icon because she's just said, I don't have to explain it. And then it got a couple days, and then she did explain it. And the thing was she was going to have 365 buttons, and then each day put one in her pocket, and then, like, she would see the button thing go down. And so the thing is, and it's like, I was going to go to Logan's Christmas party and buy him 365 buttons, but would that remind him of Tony, because he specifically didn't invite Tony? So that's like the roundabout thing.
I'm now very confused. So, some questions to help me understand this. Question 1. Is Tamara someone who was already famous? I'd like you to answer the first question. but you don't want to. So I have to keep talking because I feel like I don't see how these three things connect.
No, because if you ask one question at a time, we're gonna run out of time. Because that's a very short answer. No, she wasn't. Now what? Now what? Like that's like less than 5 seconds. So now it's gonna be your turn, and then you're gonna ask me all the questions, and I will answer them. Thank you.
I'm not gonna. Well, I don't understand how. Maybe you could just try to explain to me again how. So first, by buttons, I think you mean like buttons that you would pin on your shirt, or now people would put them on their backpacks, like that kind of button. Because you had a button machine, like a button maker, that I thought was cool. Or you mean like buttons that are on like a button-up shirt, and then you put them. Oh, and then you put them in a jar. You take one out every day, and you watch the year go away. Yeah, okay. You maybe explain to me how Tamara giving Logan at the Christmas party she wasn't invited to because she's not famous, how that has anything to do with Tony, who's also not famous.
Well, Tony is famous. Well, he wasn't before, and okay. But the thing is, actually, I think he was, because I think he did like a weird worm like move like without hands, so I think he got popular, and then he was just like attention seeking, and then no one liked him anymore. And so the thing was, it's just like how you round that together as like a summary. Like that didn't actually happen. It's just a summary. Like can I give Logan at his Christmas party 365 buttons, or is that gonna remind him of Tony because he specifically didn't invite Tony? Do you know of the egg on Instagram? That's the only other thing I can think about right now, but that was years ago. How I should be able to explain that. What else do you want to know? I could tell you about my favorite era on YouTube when I was growing up. It was the hacker era where like it was usually like family channels, but like they weren't like family vloggers. They were like toy, like tic-tac-toe type stuff. So they would what they do is like they would have.
I just want to say I remember this because it was like people unboxing toys. And I remember partly thinking like, oh, that's such a ridiculous thing. And then also figuring out like, actually, I get it. That's pretty cool. But then I remember there was this woman with like really nice fingernails, and she had like the Mega Millions follower. And I remember that you could tell me who that was. But I remember this. I wasn't trying to make you stop and take your turn because you're going to be all offended about it. But bang, I remember this. Toy YouTube. Yeah, please carry on if you'd like to.
I don't know the lady you're talking about. There's a lot of ladies that unbox toys with nice fingernails. So tic-tac-toe, hacker era, like where they would like have this. I always believed them when I was younger. A hacker would like come on this TV and like say like, "Oh, you're locked in your room," and like it would be like an escape room, and then like they would call up their mom, say like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" Like, "Yeah, I just got a message." Or like when Sis vs. Bro did like the school, or maybe that was Tic-Tac-Toe also. I think that was I can't remember. I ate up the school role plays. I love school role plays so much. As soon as I got home from school, I would always do school role plays with all my old friends, and I don't know why, because I would go to school, then do school role plays, and then go back to school. But I ate them up. I think that was always destiny because I always wanted to be a teacher.
It's totally my turn.
Yeah,
Can
but
you?
I didn't care.
I just want you to explain what a school role play is, because we're talking about YouTube, right?
Yes.
So, like 8 times you've broken the rules. Shocking behavior. Can you please explain to me what a school role play is, and then carry on with?
Do you know what a school is? Do you know what a role play is? I'm being so serious. I don't know what there is to like question. They would do role play on school on YouTube. Like what else?
So you're watching people pretend they're at school on YouTube. They made a video and it's like, "Hi, I'm the teacher. My name's Mr. Hawthorne," and then the other people would be like, "I'm Timmy the student and I'm badly behaved," and sit in the back of the room. And you'd come home from school and watch this. Crazy.
Crazy? I was crazy once. Yeah, I did watch it. And they made slime. That was also a lovely era where they would have these shampoo bottles. And they would know because their parents put stuff inside. of the bottle, so I didn't know what it was. So I picked up one at random
Mm.
and then squeezed it out, and then they made a slime. And then I thought someone was outside, but it was just me. I was rooted for Karina. But then Karina had like this bad girl era, like where she'd like sneak into like abandoned buildings when she got older. But now she's all good. I don't understand. That just happened really quickly. Like, I don't know. And then she shaved her head and then she grew it all back really quickly. But now like everyone's saying Ronald had this massive glow up and like he wants to like fight everyone or something.
All right, so mostly I'm taking over because, I mean, I don't really care about the intricacies of these people's lives. I'm sorry. I just don't. There's also a thing where I feel like maybe you shouldn't either. So I don't think I have YouTube eras. I think I've had one, which means I don't have eras because I just have a YouTube thing. And basically there's only like 2 or 3. Yeah, they're not eras. I just go back and forth. There's some sports things I watch. There's a guy named Bill Simmons, and I've watched his sort of world universe of things. And then I already mentioned John Boy, who I find entertaining, but then I get sort of sick of both of those. And then other than that, I've watched food YouTubes, different types of things, cooks. And then like, let's go to a restaurant and watch people do things. Or like, here I am in India eating street food. I like those. And then the other thing is I did get into the like outdoor camping YouTube stuff for a little while, the like bushcraft. And the Outdoor Boys was the one. Did you ever watch Outdoor Boys? Not at all. All right. Your brother did, I think. But that's more like, I would love to go do that. You want to go camping too. Currently that's not working out.
Why? Why can't we go camping? I went camping when I was younger with my grandmother. We went to Yogi Bear, so it wasn't really because we were glamping, but I still count it. We went to Yogi Bear and we were
There is a thing here called champing, which we could do. And I guess when you say...
How does that feel? I was mid-sentence. I always wait for you to finish. I literally do. Like, rewatches, I literally always wait for you to finish. You go and rant, and I like your rants. No, don't get me wrong. But you do... And you
so part of the thing is, I think if we don't interrupt each other ever, then what's...
I want to talk about Yogi Bear. Yogi Bear, I want to tell the story about me and my cousin. We were so excited because, if you don't know, they have activities they put on for, like, children. And we were going to make rock candy. Like crystal candy, like they have on the sticks. We were so excited. And then this kid came jumping on the trampoline with us and he had the crystal candy. So we asked him, could never go up to a stranger now, but we went up and asked him like, where did you get that? And he's like, I made it at the crystal thing. And we were so mad. We went home crying at the glamping car. Now you can talk about your chanting. Go. Or is it where you sit outside of a concert and then on a chair? Why are you so petty?
Why am I so petty? Camping. So when you have always said you want to go camping, I always picture like wilderness camping. And I'm like, man, we really can't pull that off because I don't have skills or equipment. So I often think about that. But and then I always remember what you actually mean is like Yogi Bear camping. You just want to like sleep in a tent. No, you actually want to go to the wilderness. Okay, there's a thing in the UK called, I'm going to let you take over and tell me what you really think whenever you want. There's a thing in the UK I found a few years ago called champing. And obviously glamping, maybe everybody knows this. But
I don't want to go like wilderness camping, but I don't want to go glamping. I feel like there's a bit in between there. Because you gave me glamping and wilderness camping, and I don't want to go either. Like if you put me in the middle of the woods, we went with that guy that we were friends with, John. And he took us and we fell over in our canoe in a waterfall. We tipped over. Like, that was fun. Stop, except for the last day. The last day was not fun.
Okay, so we have to have some guidelines. I mean, I'm willing to say rules, which you physically cannot try to stop someone. Also, because this clock, you can't see it, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's 18 books underneath the clock. And she's going to count to see. Okay. And now I forget what I was going on about. I'll just talk about champing. So it's a whole thing here in the UK. Glamping, the gl is for glamour. The ch in champing is actually for church, because there were so many churches in the UK that now are not being used as churches. So there's this network where you can book a church, and they put like cots in it. So then you like go to these churches and like spend the night. I don't think you can cook in most of them, but you basically sleep in an abandoned church, which sounds in some ways like the most amazing thing, and sounds like the kind of thing where you would be scared. So I don't know if that works for.
I'm not a scaredy cat. I wouldn't be scared, but if I was on my own, I wouldn't want to do it. Why would I do that? We slept in our brownies like thing. That was fun on the floor, and I tried Starfruit for the first time and got a badge. That was pretty fun.
Can you just clarify? Did you get a badge for trying Starfruit? Oh, So when you said Starfruit, in my head I pictured Starburst, which is candy, and I'm like, oh my word, they give out badges because it's like you tried a new candy. It's like, this is the most pansy brownies group ever. It's like, let's award kids for doing something they would have done when we weren't looking if we told them not to do it, and give them a badge. So would you be up for champing? Because they're actually, well, I looked at it and I was like, that's interesting. And there is one that is cyclable from our house. I think it would be a couple hours to bike, which is a long way, but it would be mostly on the busway, which for people who don't know, they build here these roads which only thing allowed on them is buses. And they like cut across the country, but they always have a walking and cycle path. Maybe not always, but usually beside them. So it's just this like totally free and clear way to go riding across the country on a bus or on a bike. I feel like if you were in like imagine like an old church, and like, you know, big tall ceilings, stone, stuff like that. Because it's like you'd be in the middle or in a corner sleeping, but there's so much room for like corners and shadows. That's why I feel like it would freak you out a little bit.
Okay, let me talk, because I have 7 minutes here before. Got it? So, number one, that's not even close to camping. I don't want to do that. And you can't say something is cyclable and then tell me it's 4 hours long. Sorry, you didn't say 4. A couple hours long. That's not cyclable. It's like saying it's walkable and then saying it's like 8 hours. Also, okay, listen. I looked at our youth group sheet, and you put evening stroll for 2 hours. That's not a stroll. You'd actually. I said let me talk.
Just to clarify, it's called a Sunday stroll, and it's 2 hours not because the walking will be 2 hours, but the event as a whole. So there'll be at some point where we'll like just hang out, and it leaves lots of room for like walk, sit for a while, hang out, take over.
Would I have to attend? Just shake your head yes or no. Because I'm telling you, this is the worst idea you had. I liked your punting idea more. I tried to shut it down when it first came up, but it didn't work. And you couldn't pay me to get on that. I struggled to walk half an hour, and now you're going to make me walk an hour and a half with like a few treats in the middle. No. So I'm going to be out that day. Not going to that one. But I will go to all the other ones. Never missed one. So I can miss one. I'll be sick. You don't have to lie for me. I'll be sick. And what else do I want to ask? One time I should show you the characters from my favorite TV show, and then you have to guess. Because people do that with their parents. We should do that. Yeah?
I'd be up for that. That sounds like another episode. I'd like to know, why is champing not a thing that you would be interested in at all? I guess, is it just the cycling, or is it sleeping in a...
It's not camping. I want to go camping. I can just sleep in here, or I can go visit a church. Also, it's not cyclable. It's on a busway. Why don't we just take a bus? Yeah? Thank you. So I would be down, but like we would just go me and you to this abandoned church. I don't know. It sounds, and we could film it we could have an ep. Okay, let's do it. Can we actually do it? Dead serious. So, because you say that, and then sometimes you're not dead serious. Like, will you love me? And then you shake your head yes.
Okay, dead serious. That's all I want to say. Dead serious. 100%.
You need to let me talk. So lean back. Yeah. So every time you can interrupt me, because that's a part of the game show, but I'm gonna interrupt you and add time to your time. as soon as you click that, I'm gonna add time to your time. But I have nothing to say, actually. No, go for it. I'm being so dead serious. Actually, go for it and ask me a question. Like, ask me, what should you ask me? Ask me about, yeah.
So the question I have is, what is the camping that you actually want to do? Like, describe the...
I don't like camping, like, but not in, like, put me in a field. We can do an episode in a field. Yeah. Or, like, a camp, not a random field. But, like, a camping spot, like, that you pay for and, like, have a tent spot. Tent spot. And then we could sing campfire songs and we can do dances. And I'm going to put the beginning in the podcast. Are you upset about that? You're not upset? I'm going to do it. So treat that serious like you are about camping. Okay, can you actually look into it? Yeah, tomorrow or tonight? So tomorrow, let me talk.
So I'd probably look at it tonight because I had a rather long weekend and I had a lot of things I had to do today and I want to stop accomplishing things. But I think camping is tough because we don't have equipment and I don't want us to buy it because I think it doesn't make sense for us to own it. So we basically need to find a place we can go and just use the stuff. This is one reason why champing is an option because we would need next to nothing. But actually, I think riding the bus, like way out on the busway, and then we would have to do some walking. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. To find our way into a church and then sleep in the church. And then there's probably like little camping cook stoves or like we'd walk into the little town and buy like, you know, donuts for breakfast and stuff. Oh, I was in London yesterday and I'm telling you guys I was in London. She already knew. And I found around the corner from the place I was going a bakery. And I walked in and they had these donuts, like fat white bread fried donuts covered in sugar. And I got the vanilla cream, like among the best donuts of my life. So good. And I thought of you because that's your kind of thing. So anyway, but I feel like I'd like to know more. Camping is definitely something that we can do. But we just have some limitations on what's available to us. So that's the whole thing. But I love that people will watch this and then suddenly you're just staring intently at them up close to see the little clock. Anyway, feel free to take over anytime. I want to hear about like what's your sort of ideal camping trip. By the way, we agreed that when the timer runs out for one person, the other person just has to keep talking till their timer runs out.
Why did you say that? Everyone already knew that.
I still have this. I still have this on my finger. I said it because I feel like I'm nervous for you because you're gonna have to talk for like 3 minutes.
So because I keep adding time to your timer, I'm actually ahead of you. I'm not even kidding.
It looks like a 5 to you, but it's backwards. It's a 2.
No, you have. Oh, I thought I had 2. Okay, then lean back. Let me talk about our dream camping. I want to go champing now. Churching. Let's go churching. Let's call it that because champing sounds like chair. I don't want to sit in a chair all night. No, stop. Let me talk.
There's actually, champing is a word like champing at the bit, which means like you're eager to...
Lean back. Lean back! Okay, like, and what I would like to do is literally what you said. And Dad, we can film an episode when we're in London together. And we can film it. We can film one in the grocery store. We can interview people. We can interview people and ask them a question. We can find the tourists. What are you recording? Sorry, I look like... Okay. And I want to, for like camping vibes, like, ow! If we like... Ow! Ow, I said. Ow, why are you doing that? If we were to go, I don't know, like a tent. Like, what else am I going to say? In a field. I already said this.
Well, there are options. I just want to say again how wrong it is that you physically try to restrain me from pushing the button. There is tenting, but there's also like, I think you can rent like campers, motorhomes that are already parked and you just go in them. Or like igloos made out of cloth. What are those things called? Yurts. You can go rent yurts, but that's a bit hipster, and they put fairy lights and charge double. That kind of thing. No, I'm good. Thanks. Anyway, so camping is going to be great fun. Wow, my time's almost up. I'm looking forward to all the things you're going to say at the end of this.
Can you ask me a question, please? Right now?
I asked you the one about camping. We got that. You want to go champing now. Maybe give me your, like, ideal holiday ideas for different settings. Like, by yourself when you're allowed to go off on your own.
France. I want to go to France on my own. I want to go skiing on my own. I want to go home on my own. I stop interrupting
I feel like,
me!
because listen, there's people who might watch this who don't know as much about us, and you say you want to go home, and they're gonna be like, I don't know what the heck.
Canada. I want to go to Canada. I want to go home. That's all the information they needed because I want to go home. I wasn't specifically telling them I want to go to Canada. Was it? So I want to go to Canada. I want to go to home. I want to go to France and go out at night and no, I'm just kidding. Not that kind of person. No shame if you are. I want to go and read a book at a cafe and on my own where like no one can bother me and everyone can pretend like I want to go in a touristy area because it would stress me out if I wasn't in a touristy area because then like I wouldn't know how to speak to anyone and if someone comes up to me and I won't be able to speak to them, they'll think I'm stupid and like they'll remember me forever as like the tourist girl. Because our family hates tourists so much, I'm actually so scared to become a tourist. Like, I don't know, like I'm so scared to become a tourist. So I always try to blend in, but it's hard when I've never in my life been to France other than like, I kind of have. I've driven, like, I don't count it. I've like gone on that like boat that drives you and then I've driven through it, but I don't count that. Like, have you been to like, what states do we drive through? Let me just guess. Do we drive through Washington when we go to Florida?
Not Washington State, Washington D.C., but we drive through like Maine, New Hampshire.
Okay, so we walk. So like, I don't count myself. I've never been to Maine, but I've been to Florida, right?
You totally have though, because we've like the broader family does like trips to Maine, shopping trips. You've absolutely done trips to Maine, but you could say like
which you didn't let me go on. We were gonna go last summer and you didn't sign my paper. You didn't. We were gonna go to Maine. We were gonna go to America, and then you didn't sign my paper. Wasn't happy about that because we were gonna go to Target and get Joyride. That's the only reason I wanted to go. Other people had their reasons. I understand America isn't wonderful, but like I just want Joyride. Why are you looking? America isn't wonderful. That's why you didn't let me go. It is. You literally told me you didn't want me to contributing to the economy. That's what you said. Swear. Why are you looking at me like that? Okay, so how I want to spend, I want to read my book. And I want to eat I don't like bread that much. Why are you laughing? I was still talking. So I don't want to eat a baguette, really. But I would go for like, what would I go for? What's French? Pain au chocolat. I would go for one of them or a croissant. And I wish Dubai wasn't bad because then I would like to go to Dubai. But I understand that Dubai is bad and I don't want to go to Dubai because of it. It's like I wish ChatGPT wasn't bad because then I would use it. But it is bad, so I don't.
So I wonder, it sounds like your ideal vacation by yourself is just to go to like interesting cities and then sort of sit in cafes or cafe equivalents, just like relaxing, sort of watching people walk by, soaking it in, reading a book, which is hilarious because that's essentially what I would do too. Except I'm not like overly concerned. I mean, I could do it in a city. I just really like to get to water. So the ocean, the sea, even like big lakes, all that kind of thing. But I'm obviously not into like sun tanning. Ay. But I can also do that in a city. Actually, that's one of the nicest things from when I was a student in the last few years is that I get to go to conferences and sit in all kinds of interesting cities. So I actually think we could go visit we could do a city like vacation as a family now, because just like Christmas has changed and we don't do any traditions anymore, I think our family vacations could possibly change too. So
I think going to France. Me and Kayla, we're gonna go to France. My older brother, because I need to clarify that. But I already did clarify that actually, and we already did clarify the Canada thing before you said that, but I didn't want to point it out to Angeria. So, what was I saying? Yeah, we were gonna go to France, and then he had a university problem, blah blah blah. So we couldn't, and so I stayed in Canada an extra week. So it did actually work out because I missed a couple days, and now I'm back here.
So France is we should. This is a whole other topic for another thing. France is interesting. I could go to Paris. It's certainly not very high on my list, but like I would want to go out to one of the smaller places and again just like sit in the countryside. One time I stayed in a thing called a shepherd's something. It was like a little trailer. This was when you went to camp. Remember when we took the train and you went to camp and then I walked like 5 miles down the road in the middle of nowhere? Are you watching my timer? We've never actually run the timer down on this to see what happens. How much time is left? 3, 2? Is that counting down? No, it's more. It's like at 20? 4? 3? I can't understand.
Shh. Your time is up. It's up. That's my time. So lean back and you don't get any more. Yeah, that's right. I don't actually have anything to say other than because he can't say anything, so he stinks. That jumper has been worn about 200 times. I'm not even kidding. Without being washed, he's wearing pajama bottoms, and he wanted to get changed. And he ended up wearing the pajama bottoms that have been worn probably, okay, I won't exaggerate, 6 times without washing. The shirt, not exaggerating, probably about 20 times. 15, let's be honest. 10. No. It's been Sophie.
And her dad, Tyler. And this has been Shush.
Shush! It's my turn. Then that's the end.